Well, good morning, everybody. It's Brad from Firewood at the Furnace, and I'm getting the worst part of my day done early this morning. Got a lot going on in the yard today and out of the yard. I'll talk to you all about what the plans are for the day as soon as we get done with this pain at the pump. Stick around. All right. Hello once again, everybody. Last week on the video you saw that we were talking about this pallet shed thing that I'm going to build for the skid loader. The skid loader progress is coming along very nicely. I'll give you a look at that, another look at that here, probably either on the first Friday video or next week's video. But as you know, you're going to get 3 videos in a row this month because today's your Wednesday video. Tomorrow is the Thirsty Thursday live stream at 8 p.m. And then Friday is April 1st, April Fool's Day. So that'll be our first Friday's video. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I hope I don't burn y'all out. Seeing too much of me in a 3-day period of time. But anyway, I've got the attachments for the skid loader moved down here to the bottom of the yard now. It dried out a little bit, not quite enough to where I didn't leave some tracks, but we know that I'm going to square all that away with the roller here soon now that spring's here. A little bit, it's been a little bit of rain, a little bit of mud going on, so we're fighting that battle right now just like you all are. But the attachments are down here, and today we're going to start this morning on putting this pallet shelter together, at least hopefully get the framework and the walls up. I think I have everything I need here to take care of that, but later on the tree service says that they probably are going to have a load for me, so we're going to have to hook up the dump trailer and go get that, which is why I put fuel in the truck this morning. Whew, man, pump shut off at $100, still didn't fill the truck up. But here in Maryland, not to get off track, but here in Maryland, the governor and the state actually suspended the state fuel tax for 30 days. And Maryland taxes our fuel at 37 cents a gallon. You have a federal fuel tax and then a state fuel tax. So our state fuel tax has been suspended for 30 days, which dropped the price down 37 cents. It's still too high, but it's a help. But anyway, we're going to start on the walls on this. We got to go get a load of tree service wood most likely later, and then I have a delivery today for a half a cord of campfire wood. It's a repeat customer from last season, so we're going to load up the dump trailer once we get back with the tree service wood and make a delivery today. So that's what's in store. I'm going to set you up, show you my successes and my errors and whatever struggles that we have building this pallet shelter. But it's down here to put the skid loader under a roof. I'm not trying to be a house builder here. I'm just trying to make something solid that I can put the skid loader inside to keep it out of the weather, because it's going to be looking good here soon. So let's get started. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I've got these landscaping blocks that I had left over at the house. I'm going to use these to put underneath the foot of the pallet, underneath the very bottom where it contacts the ground. That way the pallet is up off the ground. I'm not going to do like a wooden floor or any kind of solid floor. I'm going to leave the floor as the ground, but those landscaping blocks will help me get the pallets off the ground. I'm going to start in the corner, in the very back corner. That way I have some stability. You know, the 2 pallets will stabilize themselves, and I can try to figure out what the lowest point here is going to be and level out my blocks accordingly. So that's, fingers crossed, the plan, and it's going to work out well. But let's get these blocks out. We'll take these pallets down that I had laid out just to kind of get an idea of where it was going to be and what it was going to look like, and we'll start on this back corner. All right, so there's the first corner tacked up. Had to dig a little bit out on this corner over here on this side. But the first corner I got tacked in there, checked it at 90 degrees with the square. So I think that's going to be a good starting point. As we get further out here, we'll find out how far off we are, but we'll correct it as we go. But you got to have a place to start, and I felt like this was the best shot. So I'm going to add another pallet here. We'll make the other back corner, and then we'll see where we end up. Really use an extra set of hands here. My #1 employee, Taylor, is in school. She just celebrated her birthday on Monday, the 28th, March 28th. She's 14 years old. Time just flies. It's just crazy that she's 14 years old already. She's an excellent student. She's an athlete. She's playing softball, getting into volleyball now. And I'm real proud of her. She's a very independent woman, young lady. I never have to worry about her being a follower. So that makes me proud. But yeah, she's 14 years old as of 2 days ago. She's growing up. Looks pretty good there. So maybe if you're watching this on Wednesday when the video comes out, tomorrow night on the live stream, you know she always helps me out on the live stream. So you can all wish her a happy birthday. Move you around here so you can see what's going on. Just tacking this together right now. I'm going to go back and I'll show you when we get to that point of how I'm going to cut blocks, 2x4 blocks. Man, that's right on the money. I'm going to cut 2x4 blocks and put across here in the middle and screw them down to these runners to secure those a lot better all the way down. So it'll be 3 on each section. So by just tacking these together, once I get it all 12 foot out, 3 pallets wide all the way out on both sides, then I can take measurements across and make sure that we're true, or close to being true. It's not going to be perfect. Not even trying to make it perfect, but we'll do the best we can. So all the videos that I watched about building these things, and there's a lot of them out there, but all the ones I watched all had a common theme. And that was, if you are very, very particular about all of your building being perfectly square, perfectly dimensional, everything lining up perfectly, cross corners, this is probably not the thing for you to do. Every pallet has a few variances. Most people that build these things are building them for like animal shelters, whether it be for like pigs or goats or chickens. So they don't have to be perfect. It's not going to be on display out in front of the house. So if you're not particular, then this is a very, very affordable way to build a little something. Let me go get another block and we'll get this last pallet up. So my original plan's not going to work. My original plan was I was just going to take a section of 2x4, slide it in here and turn it sideways so it would lay like this across here, put screws down through both pallets and lock it in. But as you can see, that's not going to fit in there, and I'm not going to take the time to rip everything apart, at least on this back side I'm not. So what I think I'm going to do now is just put it in this way, run it across, and then I'll go around on the back side and screw in through the slats into the 2x4. that'll still lock it in. The slats obviously aren't as thick of a wood as the runners are, but it'll still lock them in pretty good. So that's the new plan. All right, so everything's tacked together now, all down the sides and the back. It's a little wobbly up front because obviously there's no fourth side to lock everything together, so I ran that board across just to set my measurements. Looks pretty good, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start putting the second section on. And for my second section, I'm going to run these carriage bolts down through the top pallet into the lower level pallet. And hopefully that'll hold things pretty secure. So we'll get on that. This is where another set of hands would surely come in handy. Well, that went a lot quicker than I thought it would. There's both sections up now. You saw me putting all the bolts in. You saw me in that back corner. I flipped the pallet around. I had to come down here and cut with the Sawzall, cut that top slat off. It was just sticking out too far, so I had to take away that difference of that slat to make it line up. And then this last pallet here, you saw me throw that aside and grab another one. That's because that's another one of those pallets that have the double runners on both sides, so the bolts weren't long enough to go all the way through. So I just switched that out. That was the reason. If you caught that at the end there where I threw that pallet out, that's why. Let's grab the level. See how level our sides are. I'd say that's pretty good. Let's check the other side. Pretty close as well. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do here with the front, because the front, I mean, obviously once I get the header board up across, because I'm going to do a slanted roof from the front towards the back. Once I get that tied in up top, I'll probably put a board like a 2x6 or something down across the bottom, and then when I put the crusher run inside, you know, there won't be a ledge there, and I can just have a little ramp that comes out over top of the board. But hopefully that'll tie it into where it'll be pretty stable once I get all the trusses across there to put the metal on the top. That should tie it all in pretty good. And then I've got this plywood over here that I got for free, like 5 sheets of it there. It's not going to be enough to do it all, but it's going to be enough to do most of it. So I may have to buy a couple sheets of plywood, but other than that, it's all free. So the tree service should be calling anytime. I'm going to try to get some stuff cleaned up here, and I'll come back to you when we find out what kind of wood we're going to get today. All right, so here's where we're at. Little change of plans. The tree service job got postponed because the gentleman's backyard where the job was supposed to take place is pretty muddy. So they pushed back that job, so that is rescheduled for next week. So we're not getting that load of tree service wood today. So in the meantime, what I did was I ran that 2x4, like I was explaining to you, up around the entire top, which locked all the pallets together from the top as well. So not only are they locked together on the bottom where they connect with those carriage bolts that I put in, but they're also locked together by the straight running 2x4s that go all the way around the perimeter. So I'm going to have to buy some 2x4x12s to run for the roof, and I'm going to get a 2x12 to go across the front to raise it up to give me that slope towards the back for the roof. So I'm going to raise it up in the front so that the water will drain off the back of the shelter. So in the meantime, what I did, since I didn't have to go get tree service wood, was I went ahead and I loaded up that half cord that we have for delivery. And it's just about time to leave for that now. So I'll show you the load that we've got, and this is a repeat customer. They ordered a third of a cord of camp firewood from me last November, and here it is March, and they're ordering a half a cord this time. So repeat customer means they were happy with the product. They ordered even a little more this time. So we're going to take this down the road. It's a really nice load of mostly maple. There's some sassafras in there, a little bit of poplar and a little bit of ash, but it's mostly maple. Most of it's all, bark's all gone off of it. It's really dry. The dump should sound really good. So let's get loaded up in the truck and we'll get this delivered. I'm going to leave room for you to get that tarp off and everything. I just didn't know how close you were.
I don't know. Are you going to lift it?
Yep.
Wherever you think.
Okay.
Perfect.
Nice weather, but it's going to rain on me.
I know. Yeah.
And just like that, we are back from the delivery. That was a very nice lady there. It's a, like I told you before, it's a repeat customer. They got a really nice fire pit in their backyard there, and they have a lot of fires outside. So she's a very nice person and very easy to work with. So hopefully that'll be an ongoing relationship. So the trailer was empty, but I did stop at the hardware store on the way home. I picked up some lumber for the roof, some screws, and some hardware there. So I think I'm going to try to get on that roof started on there this evening while I have some sunshine and some good weather, because they're calling for rain the rest of the week. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap things up here today. I'm going to spend the rest of my time trying to get this roof on before we run out of this gorgeous weather today. The rest of the week doesn't look too good, so we're going to take advantage of this and try to get as much done on that roof as we can. But anyway, just a couple of announcements real quick before we end it here. Tomorrow night, don't forget, is Thirsty Thursdays, our monthly live stream. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. If you can make it, please do. We love chatting with everybody. The kids and the wife and all normally walk out and say hello to everybody. But if you have a chance to stop by tomorrow night, even just for a few minutes, I think it'd be great if y'all could wish Taylor a happy birthday. Her birthday was Monday, March 28th, so 2 days ago. And if you want to chime in and wish her a happy birthday tomorrow night on the live stream, she'd get a real kick out of that. 14 years old, growing up, I tell you. So that's going to be it for today. Please like, subscribe, watch some of the other videos here on the side if you haven't seen those. Check them out, leave comments. I love the interaction, as you all know. So until next time, you all have a great week. See you tomorrow night.